Thank you so much for coming out on a wet, miserable Monday night. Can everyone hear me, by the way, or should I try and shout a bit louder?
Yeah.
Well, thanks to everyone for coming here tonight, and this is really fabulous to see so many people who just kind of refuse to crawl back into the shadows or go and shut up and eat their cereal as Gordon Brown would have us to do, you know. I mean, I'm sure that we'd all rather be at whatever the Labour Party is meeting tonight and not saying goodbye, you know, to Gordon Brown, but instead, people have decided that they'll actually come out and hopefully participate in something that we hope is going to be a positive thing about local politics, like, you know. And so, yeah, we'd just really like to welcome you all here. Thank you so much, you know, for agreeing to come. As you can see, there's pens and stuff. You know, this is going to be a night where we're going to do something, if you like, you know. And so, I'd like to thank you very much in anticipation of all the hard work that's going to go tonight. In terms of the housekeeping things, if the place goes on fire, you go out this door, and if you need the toilet, go out that door, and I think that's the kind of basics of the bar. If you need a drink, the bar's out that way too. Feel free just to go and get drinks and come back and not really bother with things. And also we do have to kind of make a contribution in terms of the hire of the hall tonight, and so people are happy to make a small contribution, just whatever they can afford. We'll try and collect that at the end, and if we get any surplus from that, we're actually planning to donate that to the food bank in Leadingmouth if people are happy with that. The other sort of Indie Alliance group, they've been donating to the food bank in Kirkcaldy, and so we thought we'd kind of try and spread the love and give that out a little bit. So hopefully that's okay. There's also, we're going to maybe take a couple of photographs tonight just to demonstrate how brilliant and you know, kind of sort of full and active, you know, this place is. So, but if anyone has got any real objections about having their photograph taken or put over the internet, please just say so. And I'll obviously respect people's wishes and not to have their photographs taken as well. So, okay. For those of you who don't know who we are, this is Maureen Londra and I'm Jerry Hasty, and together with Alan Mackay and Ellen Fox and Grant Butters, and that we had a meeting a few weeks ago in another of Kirkcaldy's local hostelries in Duchess, and we came up with some ideas, you know, for this evening. So I guess that's the how we've come to be organised together and how we come together as a group. There is already a Facebook page, and which I'm sure that many of you have already seen. That was established by Stuart Brown, and there's already a Twitter feed, and that which Ellen has been absolutely brilliant at kind of getting out there. And without these kind of foresights, we may not have had a vibrant group as quickly as this. And certainly, I think Facebook has been really good in terms, and Twitter has been really good in terms of getting put together. As we know, Commonweal as a philosophy that's not particularly affiliated to any singular political party, but I guess that most of us are here, and I'm pretty sure it's been so in terms of that we're all interested in kind of sort of pro-independence ideas, and that I don't know if anyone has come here who voted no in the referendum. If they did, then they're more than happy to welcome, you know, and share those policies. So, I mean, tonight is the start of a process, you know, and essentially it's the beginnings of establishing a Commonweal project across the whole of Fife. You know, sorry, apologies for kind of reading off the script here, but I realise the mistakes that can happen in that when you don't follow an auto cue and that so please forgive me. But yeah, this is the beginnings of establishing a Commonweal project across the whole of Fife. The aim of this evening is to generate initial ideas for developing Commonweal Fife. We know that there's voices growing both in Leadingmouth and both in Rosyth, and that who're already kind of sort of taking the ideas, and we would hope certainly they are going to sort of pick up the baton and take it on after this evening, and that's so we can kind of try and do this across the whole of Fife, and not just kind of second morning. And so, I mean, essentially we want everyone in Fife to have the chance to participate in this. As many of you will know, the Commonweal has encouraged setting up local projects, and it was our hope tonight and that somebody from the Commonweal is actually going to come and actually give us a presentation and allow a question and answer session, and that unfortunately, and that they've called in sick. Is that right, Alan?
Yeah, they phoned me an hour ago to tell me they couldn't make it.
Yeah.
She's not well. The girl who's meant to be coming is actually ill tonight. She phoned me an hour ago to say that, so we're just going to flag it a little bit.
So Alan has very kindly agreed to try and be Kerry from Commonweal tonight, and that she emailed him the presentation, which she didn't even have time to print off. And so in terms of me bits of paper which you can read. He's going to be sitting peering at his mobile. Is he peering at his mobile phone or did?
Scriptwriter.
Mrs. Mackey, Megan, and I had to, shoot what I was speech with on that. So any comments about that can be directed back to Megan. So anyway, so Alan's going to say more about that, and I'll just shut up just now, and then we'll go to Molly.
So you can see we've got a lot of activities lined up for you tonight, but I just want to kind of put it out there that tonight's about sharing and respecting of ideas, and in that spirit we ask that we value each other's contributions, allowing others to speak, ensure that this is a safe space to share opinions, and that we positively encourage the asking of even naive questions. Nothing silly, okay? Sometimes that's how the clearest of ideas emerge. Assume we're a varied group, we're beginning to say, should we do the pantomime thing? So, who's in from Glasgow? Anyone from New York? No. I suppose you're all from Fife, but you may not be, so we'll get to know that as the evening unfolds. Hopefully we can all learn something from this evening, no matter what our previous experiences are or have been. And the plan for tonight will keep you, guide you through it. But the plan for tonight is to have a presentation from Alan, stroke Kerry, followed by a question and answer session. After that, we're going to break out into a couple of sessions. We'll just feel our way with this, whether it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and Ellen's going to introduce those to us later on. But the first session will be about the local and national issues that Commonwealth Fife will focus on, learning about, becoming active about. The second session should be about the purpose and structure of Commonwealth Fife and what shape you want this group to take. Okay, Jenny?
I'm just aware that I'm standing behind this little machine that's kind of doing this all that sort of thing. It reminds me of being on stage at the Boys Club. So we're so well trained in Kirkcaldy when it comes to actually, I did actually get a sound of feeling to sign that goal heckling agreement. I kind of was a bit frightened sort of coming in, the hecklers and creative stagecraft, Anyway, right, okay. You will no doubt notice that there's loads of forms and stuff, like bits of paper on the tables. I'm just going to say a little bit about what they're about. There's kind of a form, if you like, which asks for some details in terms of the best method of contacting you and asking you some questions about things, and they're available. Does that speak louder? Aye. So they're available and to complete. It's not compulsory, but if you want to sort of form or be involved in that, that's one way of telling us. And that we have a sheet with the black on the wall there, and there's some post-it notes, there's pens and paper, and that's really like an open space and that for people to go and kind of let us know what people's thoughts are about the values of Commonwealth Fife, about the philosophy, the ethos, or just anything that people want to share about Commonwealth Fife. Is just if you don't want to talk about it, get a group of friends easy to write things down, and that could be one way of just getting your ideas out there by putting up on the post at the back or the post-it notes. And hopefully, we're just trying to have a range of ways in which people can actually kind of share their ideas and tell people what they want from Commonwealth Fife. Because everybody goes away from these things, with more thoughts about what's happened and thinking, I wish I said this, I wish I said that. There's a poster at the very back just beside the buggy. That's one random, it's not a buggy. And that's right. And that's got it's got the email address, it tells you about the Facebook page, and also about the Twitter feed as well. And we've created a hashtag for tonight called All of Fife First. And that's so if people can use that in terms of using the social media stuff, and another way to let us know any ideas is simply actually come up and tell us face to face. Don't be shy of doing that. We're certainly far from being experts on this. We don't have all the answers, and so yeah, everyone's input is more than welcome. So. We're not shy, good. Like I guess, tonight's about sharing the ideas, and we're not going to aim tonight to tie everything up, you know, or to do all the feedback tonight, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to sort of take everything that people write down, and that we're going to find a way of collating that. People might even volunteer to help us out with that. That would be really good. And we'll try and collate it and put some feedback out, you know, via emails or Twitter or whatever, you know, and certainly I look to taking that forward and that to the next meeting, you know. So without any further ado, I think we'll try and flash on things. And it's now time for me to invite Alan, and as Kerry, or Kerry as Alan, whichever it is, and go on with the project.
Hi everyone. I'm not the best public speaker, but I'll try to speak up this stuff. I'm sorry that Kerry Gallagher from Columbia was meant to come here tonight, as Jerry just said, and she phoned her out, so she's going to land it in a little bit, but she can't help it obviously. And she was going to give a 50-minute presentation about what sort of central Common Goal are going to be doing, what they can offer to people, what their plans are for the near future. And then she was going to do a 15-minute question and answer session with consultant. And that's obviously not going to happen. This question and answer session, there's no point in actually having it tonight, because I'm not going to be able to answer anything. Because we're just trying to get the local group there and get us all together. I'm just going to quickly read through it. I know it's crap reading through a bit of paper, but I'm just going to read through it very quickly and just tell you about some of the things I've got. If you've been to any events like the Rob McAlpine speaking, there's kind of just, I recognise some of the stuff I've heard Robin speak about. So if you've heard him speaking, you'll recognise some of these things. The main thing that they're launching is what's called a common space online. That's going to be launched in the next couple of weeks. And Kerry's described it as an online platform for information and organising it. But the biggest thing, and I don't know if you've heard Robin speaking about this, he says his way of thinking about the independence referendum was one of the major faults of the Yes campaign was that it was very good at sort of leading blogs and things like that, but wasn't leading with news. And news, you know, we had all the accusations of biased media from those sides, whereas there's nobody leading the news, the actual news, for the Yes side. And now we've got the new newspaper, but obviously throughout the referendum campaign. So what Communal have done, they've actually employed an editor and 4 full-time journalists. They're already employed. So the common space is going to be a space where there will be news, and there's going to be organisational things. There's going to be a space for us to feed into our own ideas about how the Commonweal should move forward, and it will also be a way of us raising local issues with the central Commonweal, and they will perhaps be able to feed into our local campaigns. And you know, there'll be another platform for us all to share. So you know, if you're on Facebook, you'll know there's like Commonweal Inverness, Commonweal Glasgow, Commonweal University. So that'll be a space for all the different Commonweals to share ideas and stuff. We're already doing that. We've already spoken. We're already in dialogue with Commonweal Inverness and stuff, you know, ourselves. But that'll be a central place where we'll all be able to. So I mean, that's a really exciting project. It's kicked off in a couple of weeks. So we'll keep everyone up to date with that through Facebook and stuff. But you know, I'm sure it'll be launched in the national media and stuff. They've also employed a full-time member of staff in Holyrood who will be there to advocate for local needs. I mean, that's effectively what they're doing is employing a lobbyist. And they're already in place. And the common space is going to be an area. So if we've got issues that we want to raise, so say for example, a big thing, it seems in Fife at the moment is fracking. So if we want a lobbyist to be in Parliament, lobbying against the SNP about fracking, because SNP are a bit still not decided on their positions on fracking, we'll have somebody there who will be saying we do not want fracking in this area. And there'll be a lobbyist there who will be giving Nicholas Lodge a jip. So the 3 things, Robin McAlpine says that this is central Commonweal, their idea, 3 things to move forward are land reform, community empowerment, which is supposed to be good then, and participatory democracy. They're the 3 issues that Robin McAlpine is saying that they're at the central Commonweal. They're not necessarily what we're going to do, it's up to us to decide what we want to do it. But if these are 3 things we want to do, this is what Commonweal will do. And so the next year, Robin's and this Commonweal are saying these are going to be the issues that will be taken forward. And so Kerry's given me questions, what are the local issues for us? And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about tonight. That's going to be one of the workshops. We're going to decide what are the national issues that are important to us as individuals and as a group, and issues that are important to us as individuals and, importantly, as a group. And Kerry said that she'll come and speak to us in January, whenever the meeting is.
What's the difference between the second and the third thing you just listed?
It's a good question because I was thinking the exact same thing. Community empowerment and participating democracy. I don't really know myself, to be honest. I mean, when it comes to things to discuss. I know the participating democracy because I've heard Robin talking about this. It's in the Commonwealth book as well. Is that the Commonwealth position is that we live in one of the least democratic Western democracies in terms of representation per person. So I think what Commonwealth's idea is to have more representatives. So I can't remember off the top of my head, like Norway has got like one representative in Parliament for every 250 people, whereas in Scotland it's something like one person for every 2,000 people. So I think that's what participating democracy is all about. It's about getting more representation for us. In terms of community empowerment, I think what it means is this, that we as people get together and push agendas ourselves as a group. That's just my idea, but I'm not sure. We'll find it in January. Anyway, that's my piece over, so that's it. That was Kerry's presentation. Is there any feedback on that at all at the moment?
The common democracy thing, that I was listening to a programme on the wireless that was talking about the rural parliament, and that's something that you touched on when you said Norway, seemingly across Europe and further afield, they have obviously started for the rural areas, but they basically meet together once a month or whatever, once a year, and people come in the groups like this, and there's subjects that are spoken about.
Yeah.
But there's also people from the floor raise issues that are common to them, and what they do, the democracy bit comes in. If you're not interested in what I have to say, you didn't follow me. You go to spaces, within the room. If you are interested, you follow the person, and if there's enough in a group, that will be discussed and taken forward to the Parliament. If nobody's interested in it, it dies a death. That's not to say it can't be raised at another time. But what they were saying over the years in these countries where it is established, that is democracy on its own. It's become a democracy by that process. And that's what I would understand by that.
Yeah. I know they've got lots of ideas.
Yeah, just to take on board with that, when I was at a meeting at Radglindi conference, Robin Carpine was talking about how in the common space there is going to be a space in that whereby if individuals have something that they feel important to them, they can put it out to everyone in the Commonwealth community, and if there are enough voices, that may only be 10 or 20, well then they will help them form a lobbyist group for that. So it's another way that people can, if they find something in common that we can join together to take that forward. So that's another thing that is going to be available, I think, for common space. Yeah.
It's a really good idea, I think. That could be an idea for us moving forward to the group. Anyway, like this. So Ellen's going to lead the first workshop group then.
Yeah, this is hopefully going to be really informal, folks. You have 6 satin tables, dead easy. We're going to cover